Well, hello, divine, beautiful souls, my patron subscribers. So, this is your topic of the week video, and we're going to be going through the teachings of Kabbalah. Now, this is part one. Kabbalah is what we know as Jewish mysticism. And the original works are found in the Zohar. And here are a couple of books that can help you on your journey with Kabbalah. But before I get into that, I just want to express how sacred Kabbalah is and what energies we're working with. And I trust, Hashem, like, if you're watching this video, you have been asking for this. You have, whether consciously or subconsciously, spiritually, the content that's within this video is being used to glorify Hashem, the divine creator of the universe, source. And so, when we study Kabbalah, we set the sacred container, the sacred space, to be able to even talk about or go deep into these studies. So I'm setting this container here and now. And so remembering our intention within this practice and this study. Sacred intention is important with anything. The word for intention in Hebrew is kavanah. And so, let us start with a couple of books that can help you on your journey. One I do not have present with me. It is called the Zohar. And the Zohar is the writings that make up Kabbalah. And they are from the Torah. Okay? So, anyone who is studying this and really takes, this sacred time right here, with great intention, and I trust you are, they should definitely look at a Tanakh or the Torah. A Chumash is what we call it, because the Torah is the actual scroll. And so, starting there, also looking at the Zohar, and there are a couple other books. So here is someone's perspective on Kabbalah. God is a verb. And it is Kabbalah and the practice of mystical Judaism. This is by Rabbi David A. Copper. And then we also have by Ariah Kaplan, the Sefer Yitzirah. And this book is said to be the information that Abraham, Father Abraham, brought through orally through our lineage and put it in in a book format in the like medieval times, okay, when a lot of our books were put into, well, writing, you know, like these writings were put into books, essentially. And so this is the book of creation, how the world was created. This is very, very complex. This is like not intermediary, this is advanced, okay? And so if you're there, awesome. I'm still working on it. I had to put it down to integrate all of this beautiful energy, sacred energy. And then I recently got this, and I think this is a pretty cool book. It is Kabbalah and Astrology, a rewrite of the anatomy of fate. It's the revised edition, okay? And it takes us through the links between Kabbalah and astrology. There's a little bit of information. There's another one. And this is by Ze'ev bin Shimon Halevi, sorry. And so this is a really cool book to look at and to study. Then we have Energy Healing with Kabbalah by Devi Stern. And this puts a more energetic perspective on the Kabbalah and how to work with it. You can see inside this book, there are different, source points. I'm working with the Divine Creator's energy. That being said, let's get started in our studies. So I want to first bring into life the Tree of Life. This is the Tree of Life. And it is not the greatest drawing. What you saw earlier in those books are actually better. This is a rough draft, and yeah, there we go. Still looks weird. Anyways, if you look at this, we have different source points. We have lines, which are channels, okay, energy channels. And imagine this 4 times over, okay, where this entire model has 4 of them, and this point starts over again here, but they interconnect. This happens 4 times over. These are what we call the 4 worlds, okay? And so the first world we have at the very top, is really the Ein Sof, okay? The Ein Sof is the unexplainable. It is the ultimate. The energies are too much for us to even comprehend, okay? It is the ultimate source. Then we have the world of Atzilut. Atzilut is the world of emanation, okay? And we have the elements connected with each world. So let's look at Atzilut as the world of fire, okay? Fire is the main element here because when we start any creation process, we have to have a spark, okay? A spark is what allows for things to grow. into a fire, right? So we have the action here of Atzilut, and it's the emanation. Then we have the world of Briah, okay? And the world of Briah is the world of creation. It is associated with the element of air. Then we have the third world, which is associated with the formation. So after we've created, we start to form this creation, and that is associated with water. This is very complex stuff, and it's very difficult to put into a box. So these are concepts, okay? Then we have the last world, which we call the world of Assiyah, which is the world of action, okay? And that is associated with the earth element. All right. Now, remember that energy is fluid, okay? And they play off of each other, okay? It's not here, 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 and here. Again, concepts. The world of Atzilut, the world of emanation, is of the spiritual, okay? And it is concerning fire, okay? But then when you go down in through that spiritual realm, okay, it goes all the way through here, back into here, but at the top, okay? Oh, jeez. I gotta be careful of this. So this is one whole world, right? The world of emanation, the world of Atzilut, and the world of fire. It's spiritual. This is the spiritual realm. And when we go from here all the way down, we get into this part here. And we'll go over the sefirot in a moment. But because we're here, it's shared with this, okay? So you'll have the top of this little energy point, but now in the second world, which is the world of Briah. So that spiritual realm starts to become a idea, okay? A air element, and it's of the mental realm, okay? Idea based. Then when we go into the next world, this entire thing is shared, but it brings it down into here, and then we look at the third world as it's being shared with the second, okay? Now, this is the world of Yitzirah, and that is the world of formation. The world of formation associated with the water element. And it is our emotional world. Okay. Then we again have this entire thing, like the entire model, entire world. Then it is shared up here when we begin the fourth world to ground it in the earth, in Assiyah, which is the world of action. The world of action is associated with doing, right? And it's putting action on the earth, which is why it is associated with the earth element, not fire. Okay. Now, I want to go through the actual sefirot. Okay. And how I'm going to do this is really interesting. I have created something on my website, which is Energy Speaks by Catriel.com. And I have created teachings of the Kabbalah, very simple teachings until I innovate it a little bit. And I'm going to show it to you on here. So again, Energy Speaks by Catriel. If you look, I created something to where the Kabbalah tree of life literally comes to life. And it is showing in the going from ground to top. Okay? Now, this also expresses how the Kabbalah tree of life shares the chakras with it. All right, we'll get back to that. Now, the very first sefirot is called Keter, which means crown. Ironically, Catriel is associated with Keter. Okay? And it is our crown. Catriel literally means, my crown is of God. Now, I'm going to read to you from my website what I have created in regards to the crown chakra. Now, the crown, the top sefirot, which is Keter, okay? Keter is the crown. Keter means crown and is associated with the closest idea that we can relate to as Hashem, God, Source, Spirit. This is our connection with the purest part of ourselves, our true reflection with Source, spiritual royalty. In this space, we connect Hashem with the angels of our higher consciousness and the divine will. So, when we talk about Keter, we're talking about our closest point to Source, okay? And Keter, again, is in every single world. It is in the world of Atzilut, the spiritual realm. It is in the world of Briah, okay? The mental realm of ideas and thoughts. Keter is in Yitzirah, the world of formation, of water, of emotion. It is in the world of Assiyah, the earth, where we put things to action. This is probably the closest connection we can actually identify, is in Atzilut. In Assiyah. The world of Assiyah is the earthly world here, right now. But there's still a godly connection, Keter. Now, we go in to what is associated in the chakras, okay, to the third eye sefirot, okay? And that is here and here. So we're gonna start, here and here. And because this is backwards, you're going to want to look on the right side where we start, which is Chockmah. There are different ways to spell this because it is Hebrew and this is transliteration. So as long as it is, shown. Here, let me do this. There we go. So, Chockmah is wisdom. Alright. Chockmah. Part of the third eye. Chockmah means wisdom, and it is the beginning point of all creation. The blueprint of design and the divine name of Hashem. This is where potential is identified. The divine masculine presence, the output. What I want to also identify here within the Kabbalah tree of life. Again, this being the right side as it will appear to you on your left. The right side are the divine masculine energies here, and on the divine feminine here, okay? Then we have, I want to express a little bit more about Chockmah. Chockmah is wisdom. It's our action potential, right? All right. So what is unfathomable, it's still high up there, right? In regards to understanding, okay? Because that's where we're going, right? It's not supposed to be understood at this point. It is fully a concept, and it's whole. There's no idea of duality at this point. It just is complete being. That is Chockmah. That is full embodiment. All right? Now, when we go into Binah, which is our next one, our next sefirot, it is associated with the divine feminine presence. And let me read about it. It's associated with the third eye as well. Binah, understanding or understanding. Binah means understanding or understanding, and is associated with the divine mother or divine feminine presence in the creation process, where insights and discernment are activated in the divine womb. The identification of space and time. So before that, we have no concept of good, bad. This is time. This is space. It is now starting to become aware within our being that there is separation, okay? And this is important. So then we go into this energy point. This is called da'at. This is what we associate with knowledge. And so it is when Chockmah and Binah come together, they create a child. It is da'at. Da'at is the sacred space. Okay, da'at's sacred space is activated when the potential of the divine masculine, the holy presence of Elohim, unites with the divine feminine holy presence of the Shekinah within her divine womb. This creates the product of knowledge. This sacred product of knowledge. And this is still associated with the third eye. Now, we'll move into the throat chakra. Throat chakra is associated with these two energy points. The first one, again, on your right, is associated with the divine masculine presence, and it is Chesed. Chesed is righteousness. Also, mercy. It is also associated with like charity and unconditional love. The words I like to say in regards to our whole vision here as a planet is Olam Chesed, what we're working with, Yibaneh. Olam Chesed Yibaneh literally means I will build this world from love. The word love here is not necessarily ahava, it is chesed, and that is this unconditional love. And so, as we go forth, it is associated with the throat chakra. And chesed means loving kindness. And it is the highest and the first possible attribute that we are able to experience. An endless flow of unconditional love. This is where the idea of Olam Chesed Yibaneh comes from. We will build this world from love. Ironically, I did not remember I put that. That's hilarious. But synchronistic, all nonetheless. Alright. The next sefirot that we're going to be speaking of, it is also a part of the throat chakra. It's on the divine feminine side. Again, these are just energies, okay? And this is, it is more, instead of an output, it's more so a input energy. Internal is what I mean by these. And it is Gevurah. Gevurah literally means strength. And if we know anything from what we spoke about last week in our video with the angels, Gabriel gets her name, they're genderless, from this particular concept in the sefirot, or maybe the other way around. Gevurah means strength. And Gevurah means strength and holds the balance for Chesed. Gevurah is the container for the endless love to pour into. Faith, emunah, and the truth, emet, is developed in this space. So, again, the concept presented here is if we did not have righteousness, Chesed, it would not be possible to have Gevurah. They both hold the balance for each other. And so, this strength we speak about is not necessarily this physical might. It is more so this internal strength of being. The strength that we also kind of look at in the tarot, the strength card. It can really be more so talking about this internal strength for the journey ahead. Now, we go into the heart. The heart here, this point. It links all of the sefirot. Okay? Every single energy source point comes through here. Okay? Either it comes off of here or it goes through it in some way, shape, or form, because it is the heart, the bridge. It is called Tiferet. We're gonna just do this. Tiferet, which means beauty or harmony. So, Tiferet means beauty and is like the Libra in the sefirot. It is the heart and the balance and receiving with open-heartedness. It creates the union between the energies of Chesed and Gevurah. It also creates the balance between the next two sefirot. And allows for this heart-centered energy. Now, we go into the solar plexus, where our soul journey really is illuminated here. And the first one will again be on your right side. The divine masculine, the output energy, which is Netzach. Which means victory. Alright, again, associated with the solar plexus here. Alright, so, Netzach means victory, and it is where we tune in to our soul missions. This is where our willpower and self-mastery is developed. We harness our energy in this space to thrive and carry out great actions on this earth. Again, carry out this output energy. It's chutzpah. Alright? Then we have the internal energy, which is called Hod. Hod means splendor or awe. Again, on the left side. Hod means splendor and works to hold the balance of Netzach. This is where we surrender to the divine will and align our hearts and soul with gratitude and humility. Wisdom is developed in this space from our soul's journey through each lifetime. Hod is also the greater realization of victory and devotion to the divine creator, Hashem, and the divine plan. So a lot of times we operate in this concept of Hod, and also in this concept of Netzach. But the importance here is to align with the heart vision, right? Then we go into the sacral, okay? Here in the middle. And that is associated with foundation and the sacral chakra. Thank you. Yesod means foundation, and is the alchemy of all of the previous energies within the sefirot to be channeled into Malchut. This is where our spark of creativity and passions dwell. Connections are made in this space, and fearless intimacy is cultivated, as well as radical integrity. So this is where our creative energy is. This is where all of the previous sefirot meet. This is where we start our foundations within our own physical beings and our internal beings. This is our foundational piece. Then, I did not write it. Yesod, foundation. Just in case you need it, so you can write it down for yourself. And then this bottom piece here, this is Malchut. Malchut is associated with kingdom. All right? It is the root chakra. And this is where Malchut meets kingdom. I'm sorry. Malchut means kingdom or kingship, and is like the Taurus of the sefirot. This is where the divine Shekinah energy bursts her manifestation into our world. We step into our power to ground in the energies we have created. We step into our royal selves as we take responsibility for what we have created and dedicated our service for the completion of Olam Chesed Yibeneh, to build this world from love, drawing in and consecrating the age of the Mashiach. This is our space of taking action, of allowing the Shekinah to guide us in this action, this inspired action. This is when the divine feminine channels through us for a bigger picture, relating, all of us to this vision for the higher. This words can't speak, right? Like, only energy speaks. So, this is what we call the sefirot. Today, I will not necessarily get into the Hebrew letters or the channels. Those will be done together. And then once we go through this, I will pick up with part 2 of the angels in the Kabbalah. But this is super important to, the information super important to build on. And so this is the schematic, the blueprint that was given to us. This also can be applied to even the body. If we look at this, there are 22 Hebrew letters 22 Hebrew letters, 22 channels, okay? And this is important because this links to our DNA. And so it really explains in depth where the body is with things. And if you, like I said before, if you're interested in learning more and really getting deep into the subject, Kabbalah and astrology has some parts in here where it talks about like the health practices and how like you can relate this to specifically parts of your body. And so it also goes into other things as well. It goes into all of the four worlds if we were looking at it from a spiritual perspective, from a mental perspective, a perspective of the emotional body, and of course, again, that physical body. And I also want to show you another model. This kind of really expresses what I was trying to show you in regards to a larger vision of the Kabbalah tree of life with the worlds. And this is that. This is super important to understand. And so, that being said, if you have any questions, please reach out. If I can answer them, I will. And we're all on this journey together. And if I don't know the answer, I will reach out to someone who can help guide me and help guide you to some sort of answer. I also want to sum this video up with something that I was really tapping into this past week. And that is, sometimes we don't have all the answers. And that's okay. Because in Judaism, one of the major principles that we really delve deep into, and is a source to pretty much everything in Judaism, is questions are to be asked. But the answer is not always important. It's the questions that we ask. So asking good questions will probably lead you to more questions. And that's a good thing, because it's a journey. Yes, we'll get some answers in the process, but the point is to keep asking questions. When we ask questions, our heart, our soul, our being, our existence has purpose. It's showing that desire. And it's showing that we want a desire to live. And so that being said, if we're the day that we stop asking questions, we've literally died. So I encourage you, please ask more questions. And let's just delve deep into these sacred teachings of Hashem. I thank you all, divine, beautiful souls. Thank you, patrons, subscribers. This is some very powerful stuff that we're tapping into. And I'm so honored to be on this journey with you. I love you all, divine, beautiful souls.